The Metaverse, Web3, esports, cybersecurity, the list of innovations ripe for investment is long. However, if the ARK ETF is anything to go by, is now the right time to take the risk. Clayton Larcombe from Pat Capital joins me now with his take on the matter. Clayton, welcome.
Thanks, Nadine.
I guess the flip side to that is maybe now is the exact right time to be taking the risk when it comes to innovative companies.
Well, it's definitely been a volatile ride this year, and being in this growth tech end of the sector, it's come under pressure, and I think there are opportunities right here, right now, in those hot buzzwords that you speak about: metaverse, esports. You know, cybersecurity is another area that we're looking at quite closely, but you know, I think there are opportunities right now, and having the ability, like we do at PAC, to be long and short, which is very different to the ARK ETF, is how we've been able to mitigate a lot of these wild swings this year. So.
Clayton, being the small caps program, right now with all the volatility and the sell-off that's happening, is it safer to be in larger names, more well-established names, than in the smaller end of the market?
Look, it's definitely, we're tilting more to that side in our fund, definitely. We have a pretty good combination of the topper end, the higher market cap end in the fund, but we do see opportunities in the lower, you know, we have a cap of $500 million market cap, has to be higher than that. So we are adding those names into the portfolio right now, which are technically called smaller caps. Yeah. So yeah, there are opportunities. I think you can be diversified through all of it, but I'm a bit more of a tilt on the higher end at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So let's pick up the cybersecurity conversation, because as we've moved to the cloud, it's an unstoppable force. We know that now. Cyber is becoming more and more front of mind for organizations of all sizes and scopes. So where do you look for a cybersecurity exposure? Is it in Australia, first of all, or would you look offshore?
I've got exposure. Cybersecurity has been a big topic for us and myself at PAC for a long time. I had exposure to thematic ETFs. I used Hack for a while, which I think you guys know here pretty well. And then I as the funds evolved, I really got offshore to find these players who are globally, have a big footprint around the world. And especially in this cloud system that's evolving so much, who are the players doing something different and being innovative, changing a product or a process? And we've identified a few at the moment that's been evolving. One of them is a company called Cloudflare, which for us, Cloudflare is in that sort of it's mid to higher market cap range. They reported their earnings in August, last time we spoke, and they beat their earnings by 54% by this time last year. Oh yeah, that's Cloudflare. But look at the chart. This time last year, it was trading at $120. Sorry, that was in March, and that was at a multiple that was way past any projections for us at PAC. Not an entry point. But we've seen this tech sell-off that's happened this year, and their earnings at the start of August was impressive for us. And these guys are the global leader in cloud security and advancement in the industry. So we have started to take a considerable position under $60, now $58, and we have a target price on this at 92. So internally, so we think there's significant upside here. We're just adding 1 or 2% into the fund, but it'll grow considerably over the next period, especially under 60. Okay,
so are you finding charts that look similar to that in other names that you like?
Yes. Last time I was on here, we spoke about Roblox.
Yep.
That came out and reported their earnings since we spoke, and was slightly under analyst expectations on their earnings. Growth was up, but they've come under a slight amount of pressure as a result. So they're down like 8% since we last spoke. Now, again, that chart looks very similar to Cloudflare, and we continue to add Roblox because that is just as you spoke about at the start of this segment. All those topics you spoke about, Roblox is the leader in community, online, metaverse structures, Web3, which is a whole nother conversation, not for this. And they are definitely a company that we are starting to add more and more of. So there are a few more of them around. But as we speak about what is the metaverse and how you know, that's another big conversation. But just like what Roblox is doing in the gaming community. They're setting up an online portal where younger generations go in and meet up with their friends after school or at night. You know, something that came out of their report, 75% of children between 8 and 12 log into Roblox every week.
Yeah.
Like that's and I know you
I believe it. Yeah. Okay, so when you're thinking about innovative companies, I think you mentioned changing process.
Yep.
And what are the key criteria that has to be present in this company? Because
Sure.
clearly
Yeah.
some of them aren't necessarily,
no.
you know, profitable businesses right
Yeah.
now.
Innovation's a big word and it's been thrown around a lot, and it's what means innovation to us at PAC, and it's something that's changing a product or a process around the world, something that's fundamentally breaking down and starting a new way that system or a product will evolve over the next 10 years. Let's look at it from, which I didn't get this or see this, which is electric vehicles. You know, that was a topic that started off 10 years ago that grew to changing the way automobile vehicles travel around the world now. I think esports will be one of those functions as well. For us, it's about trying to find out what is needed to change and who is doing something different, and is that sustainable and does it have scale? You know, that's the main things we look for, and who's running it? Who are the people going to drive it?
Yeah, okay.
That's the big thing.
Do you regret missing EVs?
Yes.
Too late?
Yes.
Too late?
No, I don't think it's too late, but I think it's...
You wish you would have known 10 years ago.
Definitely, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But
hindsight's 2020.
Hindsight's easy.
Yeah,
but we can only just look at the future now, and you know, something that's come up is we're looking more and more at fashion labels.
What?
Yeah, we're looking
Innovative?
Who's being innovative in fashion labels? You know, and this is another strange conversation that happens, is fashion labels are now spending so much money in selling their products in the metaverse. So you're thinking like Nike or Gucci has had a massive push in selling their handbags and products in a virtual world in these different metaverses that happen. So it's hard to get it to understand. But for example, recently a Gucci handbag sold in the metaverse for $4,000 US.
Okay, but Clayton, please tell me that you still believe in the threads of Gucci as well. You're not banking on this metaverse when you're investing in Gucci, surely?
No, I'm not. I'm looking at how much they're investing in these functions.
Yeah.
Like I read a report last week. Morgan Stanley estimate that the metaverse will generate in its own ecosystem over $10 trillion by 2030. That they predict that's how much that will produce in marketing, spending, growth, companies, and that's how much it's hard to imagine.
And you want a piece of it.
Our job is trying to predict where to invest money for investors.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, we're veering down the metaverse path, and I don't have time to go there.
No,
so
but I'm happy to come
call
back.
it a day. Yeah, we'll see you again. Clayton Larcombe from PAC Capital. Thank you.
Thanks, Nina.